Hello and welcome back to BallySpring. We are in September. We've gone to month 2 because month 1 was wet. It was disgusting again. So we have big plans for today. Last time out we did a huge potato harvest and all that is currently in the shed. As you can see, we have silage loaded up onto our trailer, and that is about 156,000 litres, which we're going to go away and sell. We've managed to empty the silage clamp as well, so all the cows are fully fed. I'd like to also get some crops in the ground today, and the two which I'm looking at are mustard and OSR, or oilseed rape, or canola, as you probably more commonly known it in the game. So we do have 2 fields which are ready to put some stuff in, and we can also potentially utilize 112. That is the plan. So what I would like to change this to is OSRE. Interesting. And then these two as mustard is the plan for today. There's also some mowing of the clover and also the alfalfa, which we'd like to get done and baled up in field 103, where we harvested the potatoes last time out. We have our tractor stuck on I don't know what. What is it possibly stuck on? Just didn't seem to want to do anything. We'll sort this out, but what we're going to do first of all is get down to the sell point and sell some of our silage. So to get this just going on a normal worker, we'll sell some of our silage and then get into the plan of mowing. So let's make sure they're all attached first and foremost. Mowing, baling. We've kept the fence as well. Sorry, side note. Mowing, baling, and getting some crops in the ground as well. So quite a busy day. At the usual point of sale for our silage, and just getting into the trigger point, and hopefully we'll make a fair, decent amount of money. As you can see, money's going up. So over 50. Oh, there we go.
Hey, there's dolphins!
And we have some bales which are stuck. Let's have a see if we can jump at them. There we go. So they should disappear. And this one might disappear as well. Nope. Right. Little cheat. Sorry, buddy. And let's get that one sold off as well. So that's 81,000. That's a lot better than I expected. There is something in the sale which I did get my eyes on. The sprayer that was originally in there has sadly disappeared. That's quite good. Another Massey Ferguson, but a lot higher horsepower. Is the Amazon sprayer. 30 meters width. It already has the weed seeker. If we pop the pulse modulation on, that brings it up to 69,000. And that will essentially sort all our needs for spraying. So we're going to pick that up from the shop, get to the farm, and then start the plans for today of mowing, windrowing, probably baling, and also get some crop, do some drilling of the OSR and mustard. New toy is on the back, and it's a lot bigger than I expected. It basically takes the entire trailer. It's going to be fun getting this in and out of the fields, but yeah, it's showing our progression. We've also got some wide tyres on the Massey. And that might be one of the reasons why it has been struggling so badly in the field. Had the standard tyres on, which I thought would have been fine, but having some white boys on there hopefully makes life a little bit easier when we come into the fields. So yeah, it feels like we're getting the equipment we need, where we're not having to lease or rent as much as we normally do. So yeah, ultimately it's progression. The big money's going to come in when we manage to get rid of all that potato. Debating what to do with the clover and alfalfa. I'm partly thinking of turning the alfalfa into alfalfa silage, and then keeping the clover as just basically grass clover. And I think they're both then ready to sell in January. So have a bit of a think as we go through the mowing and windrowing, and see what the best options going forward. Right, all back in. We are going to do some fermented alfalfa, is how we're going to do it. So into the fields. So we've got 3 fields to mow. 1 of alfalfa, 2 of the clover. We're going to just bale up just normal clover. It's not warm enough to turn it into hay, and then we can just sell that essentially. So into the first field, we'll get this rode up, and baled.
See you in a couple years. Just one look and I knew you meant it. Tears falling and your face was wet, and baby I tried to not let it affect me, but now that you're gone I'm feeling a little less bitter. I'm thinking about folded letters. I'm starting to know you better, and I can't be what you want.
That is 150,000 litres of clover. Best time to sell this is December, unfortunately. And at the moment it is at a terrible price. So as you've just seen, we've just dropped it into the bale storage shed until a later date. We've also done a fair bit of alfalfa silage, well, alfalfa chaff at the moment. So I think we got another 150,000 litres in the clamp. The sun is setting beautifully, so yes, 156,000 with a little bit of change. So yeah, that is a productive day. We've also put in the mustard and OSR, or canola, as I guess because it's Americanisms, is in the field as well, so that is good. What we want to be able to do is move forward to October where we'll have the opportunity to go through our silage, maize and corn. And hopefully the alfalfa has done fermenting before then, because then we can get that sold, bring up the bank balance, and that'll allow us to rent the corn header and also the forage header for corn as well. So yeah, lots to do, and but a beautiful ending to September. Good morning from October. It is a nice day at the moment. However, what it's showing in the forecast is not a nice day. So from 1 o'clock onwards, it's going to be teeming down with rain all the way through to the third month of October. That gives us, or third day of October, that gives us a limited time to be able to do what we need. We've kept the Fent on lease for another month. And as you can see, it's loaded up with a fair few potatoes. So that has 29,500 potatoes. A fair bit. So we're going to get this down to the mart, which is the best place for selling at the moment. And sell the potatoes, because what we need to get is a header for our harvester for the corn. And we also need to get a header for the forage harvester for the silage maize. And that's basically going to be our plan today. We've also got a couple of fields that need fertilizing and probably de-weeding as well. So we get to test out our new toy for the spraying. So yeah, it's again a lot to get through for October. In the fields map and our plan for next year for our crop rotation, I haven't yet finalised what we're going to be able to do, and that's because my plans are currently uncertain for the farm and how we're going to position on it. I think we need more silage bunkers, and as we've mentioned previously, we do need a silo, because what we're doing currently is selling our crop straight from the field and not being able to wait for the best price, which limits the amount of money we're getting for each of our harvests, which is unfortunate. I'd also like the opportunity to get some better quality milking cows. What we have at the moment I would probably describe as average, but we need to get some of those cows in the high 80s, 90s to make sure we can get the more milk for our product. October is also the best month to sell our milk, but first off, it's potato selling, and the money's going up. Hopefully we hit about 11, 12,000. Well, we've hit 11, hit 12, 13, 14, 14,880 pounds is now our bank account balance. So that's 13,700 pounds from that sale as we smash into the wall with the Fent. Good. Right. So we're going to have a look at what our potential options are for for headers. So I think it's going to be the standard corn header, which is that Capello, although we potentially could use that one. That's only 4.5 meters. This is 6 meters. This is also 6 meters. We've got a Massey Ferguson, not a case, is my only worry, but at least it's red. So what I think we do is we can lease that for 2,700. If we look at combinations, it's the Nardi. So again, we can lease that for 382. And for our forage harvester, we have the Jaguar. Yes. So if we look in C, we have two options for the silage maize. So we have this one for 30,000, which is 4.5 meters, and we have this one for 46,000, which is 6 meters. I think that's going to be about £1,500 to lease. Drum extension. It's an extra £300. Doesn't change anything. drum extension on this. So yeah, that one is 2,346. That is 1,530. Apparently size doesn't matter, but this will mean we get through the field quicker. I still feel like this is our best option for 1,500. So that's our two things rented. Okay, so we'll have to go to the shop and pick up those two items. Probably need the forage harvester. Oh no, might be able to potentially fit them on our trailer. Yeah, so let's get prepared. I think we do the corn harvest first. Although 10,000. Yeah, I think we do the. We'll check our silage clamp to see how our alfalfa has fermented. If that's ready, then we could potentially sell that, and then we could again potentially purchase a silo. I think that's our options, because the last thing I want to do is have to sell the corn from the field again. If that fails, then oh, there's a fence there. If that fails, then we can go into might have to wait until October month 3 to be able to do the silage maize. Anyway, let's get the equipment that we need, and then we can see what time it is and state of play for the weather. Right, so the alfalfa is only 60% fermented. Limits our options for what we can do. So I think we're going to have to move forward to October month 3 and hope and pray, October day 3, and hope and pray that actually does mean a full sunny day. October day 3 is looking a lot better than day 2. Good news as well is our alfalfa has been fermented, so that does give us more good news, and also we have milk to sell. So our first amount of milk is available to go down to the BallySpring market, so I'm just trying to get into the trigger. So we got 11,000 litres in here, and the cows are being very noisy. We've also moved the cows from the pasture in front of us back into the shed, and the reason behind it is this is pretty much very low on meadow. They'll be now in for the rest of winter, basically. Just thinking this might be easier if we go out this way and round, as opposed to trying to reverse a dolly trailer. I'm not very good with a fixed axle, never mind a dolly trailer. So yeah, this can go off and be sold. According to time saving stock check, that is going to be about £17,000, but it's going to be multiple loads because this can only take 8,000 litres, and it's the first real time we're using this trailer since we've got it. In terms of where we've got to go, it's going to be opposite the wholesalers, so I think the easiest way for us to go is right and on the main road. So we're going to do that. We're going to sell some milk, and then maybe we can get some corn work done. Slight change of approach. We're going to go to the dairy. There's about £4 worth of difference between the two. All we need to find is the trigger for the dairy, which is not as easy as you would think. There we go. So yeah, the dairy is ready to sell or buy some of our milk. Obviously a custom dairy for the map as well, which is nice to see as opposed to the standard dairies that are available. So yeah, that's all. That first load of milk sold for just under £11,000, so definitely helps the coffers. We've got a worker just driving down towards the shop, so we're hoping that they make it without too many issues. We'll get the second load of milk sold, and hopefully everything will be installed and ready to go. And the final load of milk which we've got is another 4,000 litres, and that should hopefully bring us up to about £25,000 as we wait. There we go, 25,453. So that's another 6 grand in the coffers from the milk. So bonus milk, to be honest, but we do massively need to expand our operation. So this is the setup. It has taken a while to get installed, with multiple trips back and forth to the farm and the shop. So conveyor belt 1 takes the silage out into conveyor belt 2 and then into the Feagle trailer. What we're going to do is get the worker to drive this down to the BGA while we fill in the second trailer. We have to get this emptied out before we start to put any of the silage maize in, and we also have to sell all this before we get a silo. So yeah, it's happening. It started. We've got probably 5 hours left of light of today to be able to harvest 2 fields, and let's keep going. So using a worker failed abysmally, so we've had to use a little bit of follow me to be able to get down, and trailer 1 is unloading with 18,000 litres of silage, and that is climbing the bank balance quite nicely. So we managed to get £4,000. It doesn't feel like much for the effort which we've put in to get everything in place, but we still got an awful lot to sell. So this is second load. Hopefully this comes out an awful lot faster. And as you can see, the money is going up quite significantly. We are up to 34,000. So we're just going to rinse repeat until we've got the full set sold, and then check in once we've got our final bank balance for it. That is the final load of silage exited the trailer, so another £2,200, which is all good for the coffers. So we have returned, and what we need to get in is a silo. So I think we discussed it previously in terms of what we're after. Not going to be in a position to afford any of these. 60,000, 125,000, which would be absolutely lovely. And we've got these auger wagon ones, again, we cannot afford. So what we looked at was right the way down here, and these would be quite nice, but again, cannot get those in. And grain silo, £100,000. Again, no. These would be quite nice eventually, but that's also quite large. We've got grain silo for 500,000. Again, there, we don't like these. So this one has 59,000. So that's 66,000, 54,000. That's 54,000. That's 59. That's 66. We can afford this one. Fortunately, the land which we got is nice and flat. So if we stick that here and do a little bit of texturing, just so it doesn't look completely odd in the area. So there we go. And we now have a silo. So if we go left shift M, hopefully that don't own any silos or sheds yet. I hope I do. Because otherwise that is a nice waste of time. So we should be able to dump it into here. So the silo is empty. If we go N. Right, let's do the harvest and see if we can drop it in. So start the engine. We have gone into the field. We did do a fair bit of crop destruction. But now we can do some corn harvesting. So 19.2% grade A. So that is good. Finally back in a field.
The dirt that made me Friday night lights, back road crazies, all those prayers from mama that saved me. I'm grateful for the voices that raised me. I owe everything to that hometown, from the front porch view to the red dirt ground. Oh, I'm grateful for the voices that raised me. Hey, on, hey, on, hey, on.
Overall, quite a disappointing haul for the silage maize, 44,000 litres. So that's all covered up. I'm grateful that we have a lot of bales in storage because I don't think we're going to run out of feed, but we do have a lot in the shed for making sure we do have feed. Had a little bit of an issue with the silo we installed, so you notice the money's gone back up to 130,000. We've installed this one instead. Basically the other one wouldn't let us, well, I couldn't figure out how to dump the corn in there. So from the corn we had 31,219 litres. We'll keep an eye out to see if the moisture or the quality drops. So currently it's A grade and 100%, so that was quite good. So that is corn done, some potatoes sold, and the silage maize done. So that is all our crops harvested, apart from the second harvest for the mint. We've also managed to mow and bale in this episode as well, so it's going to be fun to try and edit that down into an acceptable length that's not 16 hours. Thank you very much for watching as always. I hope you have enjoyed, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.